yoga. So, yoga has become a way of living. And one of the first things that I remember that was so remarkable about this practice of yoga was the invitation to pause. And it was so remarkable because it absolutely did not feel like an invitation to pause. What it felt like was the strong command to stop. And maybe, it's that sense that I recall getting when going into corpse pose at the end of the physical practice, and feeling like that the shavasana time was like a punishment of sorts, as if I was just this little kid who was playing and then is sent out to the corner of the room to stare at the wall until the bell rang. Um, so maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the point that I want to make is how fascinating of a contrast what pause feels like to me today as opposed to 20 some years ago when I started with the practice of yoga. The next thing, which is very much related to pausing, was the developing the skill of slowing down. And that began to play out in catching in my days the tendency towards excess. So spending too many hours in front of the computer so that the imprint that was left at the end of the day was just one of disharmony, right? Or fill in the blank with whatever other excess that comes to your mind. Certainly I have been there. And then knowing that through this skill of slowing down, I could more easily catch those moments and practice, say, for example, ahimsa, right? The practice where doing, speaking, or the way I talk to others and as well as myself, the way of thinking is centered in kindness. And then from this pause and the slowing down, what began to emerge was a capacity for more space from within and all around. So that when the state of the world, as we so often see today, brings us into this state of being all wrinkled up, all shriveled up, right? And all the tension that is held up from this contracted posture, right? Then that, because there is a bit more space, there's the invitation to open and to release those little pockets of tension. And then in that release, so much freedom can be accessed. And then the fascinating thing for me has been that with this greater freedom, with this greater sense of spaciousness, which is a very personal and intimate experience, with that also came the call to root myself in a particular place, to become a part of a tribe. So in the last several years, what this has looked like for me has been to build and manage Assisi Yoga, so that the tribe of the Assisi Institute, which I'm a member of, could be better served. And so just bringing it all back, this recognition for me today that yoga is a way of living with the ability to call upon more pauses throughout my day, to slow down throughout my day, to know that I can create a little bit more space when things become so tense, yeah, and that I can serve a tribe, that I can be of service. So all these things that yoga has become for me, and surely there are more, but these are just the top ones that come to mind. These things have been my great privilege. So what about you? What what are the things that are your great privilege? And if you have all been have maintained a yoga practice for some time, what is yoga to you? How so wonderful it would be to hear from you in the comment box, and to be able to have this be more of a dialogue. I would be so grateful. But in any case, thank you for taking the time to listen. Take good care. Be well.